Yes, we do.
Easy.
Easy. Yes, yes. I like that. Easy. Easy peasy.
AskDearAbi.com. Dear Abi is a life coaching company that was founded by Abi Awotesu. At Dear Abi, we believe in empowering single women to unapologetically own their identities and grow in self love. We know that in order for you to find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace yourself, flaws and all. Contact us today at askdearabby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abby on social media at Ask Dear Abby on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hello, and welcome to the Ask Dear Abby show. My name is Abimbola Awotesu, but many refer to me as Abby. I am the love and money coach and the owner and founder of Dear Abby, a life coaching company that empowers single women and men to unapologetically own their identities and grow in self love. At Dear Abby, we believe and know that in order for you to find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace yourself, flaws and all. The whole journey of Dear Abby started when, with my personal experience, throughout my 20s, I struggled to find true, meaningful, lasting love. I dated people. I had men that were interested in me, but there was always a struggle to find that true, meaningful, full, complete love that I so craved. And it wasn't until I started reading self help books and books on relationships
Lower it.
that I was able to change my mindset and realign my paradigm to a paradigm that was open to love and was not afraid of the labels or the negative words that people spoke about men or about women in relationships. I happened to grow up in an environment where men were viewed as
No, I didn't hear
suspicious
anything
and
when she started
they
up there.
tended to either lie, cheat, or womanize. That was the story or the narrative I was taught. But once I started reading all these self help books, my mind changed. My attitude towards men and relationships changed. And that was how I was able to start the journey of finding my now
Ain't gonna
husband,
lie.
who is one of the best things to ever
I
have
need to make
happened
her
to
some
me.
pasta
Well,
right
Ask Dear Abby is here for you, and it's here to help solve your problems when it comes to relationships and finding true, meaningful, lasting love. Thank you. And now we're going to introduce my two co hosts, Slick and Pierre. How are you guys? Welcome to the show.
Oh, she want to pass the technical difficulties, but how you doing, Abby? What's going on?
I'm well, Slick. How are you today?
Just hanging in there, and I'm alongside Pierre. What's going on, Pierre?
Hey there, Abby.
Hi, Pierre.
We're just holding it down over here.
We honestly are, and before the first big technical difficulty, I was asking you like for birthdays, and this goes for anyone. I'm just saying because my birthday's literally around the corner. Should you spend it alone, or should you have a significant other?
Well,
Hmm.
that it all depends. It depends on where you are at in terms of a relationship. Do you already have somebody that you're talking to that you guys are getting close to being officially boyfriend and girlfriend, or are you
Um.
single and searching?
Oh. Maybe no. I have to say it has to be one, but I'm kind of like in the gray area with her because I don't understand where she's coming from. So I'm just gonna
Okay.
spend it alone
Okay.
because I
And I
just
think that's
don't
a good
like.
idea.
Because sometimes it becomes a headache for me. I would say like to go back and
Yeah.
forth because I don't want to get confused like that.
Okay. Well, I would advise that you do spend it with yourself and obviously with friends, family and friends, people that
True.
know you and have loved you and cared for you all these years. You can
Thank
spend
you.
it with them. You don't necessarily have to spend it alone. It's really up to you. I like to spend my birthdays with family and friends. It doesn't have to be something big. It doesn't have to be a huge splash or a huge bash,
Yeah,
but
that's
just
what
have
that.
people that love you around to
True. Thank
celebrate with
you.
you. Yeah.
I'll keep that because like being low key is like I kind of like that. I don't like the big hoorah or the
Yes.
hooray. You got anything to add?
Nah, just do your thing, relax, and then
Pierre, I can hardly hear you.
Yeah,
Can you
you're
come
not. He's
closer
not
to the
talking to
mic?
technical difficulties. He's not talking into the mic to go ahead.
yeah, my bad. No, just chill, do your thing, and that's when things happen. Honestly, when you try to force it, that's just not gonna get you anywhere.
Yes,
I think
very
we've all
true.
been there in that situation.
But I mean, like I can't say entanglements, but like sometimes I get confused, and it's not like I ask for this confusion. Maybe I do because I do pray a lot. I do pray in the morning, so it's kind of like I ask for like good energy, and then sometimes good energy always leaves me confused, and it's with like the woman I would like see myself with, or like somebody that would attract me at the moment. But it's just like
Mm,
it's always this. I don't know if you feel it, Pierre, but I always get this weird. I'm on this in this weird gray area sometimes. So I just
mm.
mind my own business and be like, I'm just gonna hang out with myself or my friends. Basically, like what you put out, Abby.
Let's be honest. I think
Yeah.
everybody's in some kind of gray area. Nobody really knows anything. Maybe just a very few people who get to figure it
Mm.
out after a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's life. Life is very ambiguous. It's we don't know tomorrow. Nobody knows what's going to happen to us tomorrow. It's like your birthday is coming up this weekend. You don't exactly know what how it's going to turn out. You can plan for it. You can make preparations for it, but we ultimately don't know what is going to happen tomorrow or the day after. And that is
True.
part of the beauty of life, the nuances, the ambiguity of life. That is what makes life so exciting. The fact that we don't really know what the future is going to hold, but we can plan for it. We can plan towards it, and we can trust God that it will turn out for our good.
Trust. So was it easy for you to say like, from your perspective, was it easy for you? Oh no, you didn't say it wasn't easy for you because he said that like your situation with you and your husband, like was it an instant click once you saw him? Like I know there was like not an instant click at first because you didn't believe it at first, but when like you saw the imminent, you were like, this feels good. Do you feel that?
Oh, oh.
Does it what is it? Does it resonate to like just the experience of like I mean meeting him at first, you probably were like a step back a bit, but like once you noticed it, was it like instant? That's like, oh, that's the guy. Because I feel
Well,
like
what
at
oh,
my
go
moment
ahead.
right now, I'm sorry, my bad. I just feel like at this moment right now, it's like I don't know what next year will bring, but at this moment, it's kind of like sometimes I just rather hang out with just a small group of friends
Yeah. Yeah.
or myself.
And you should do you, Slick. You should
Mm-hmm.
do you. You shouldn't feel like you shouldn't feel forced or feel like you have to comply with some sort of regimented blueprint from the past. Just do you. And to answer your question about me meeting my husband, the
Yeah.
very first day I met my husband, I did not even notice him. That was at the
Mm-hmm.
interview. We met at a job interview. I came to the interview. He was interviewing me with his boss,
Yeah.
and I didn't notice him because I was nervous about being interviewed. So my focus was on trying to get all the answers correct based on what I thought was the correct answers. And I didn't notice him at all. But he noticed me. And he knew that, he told me that from the moment I opened my mouth, he knew that I was his wife, basically. So it took us another 3 months from then for me to finally agree to go on our first date. And when we did go on our first date, I remember when I came to because obviously he got there before me and I was even a little bit late.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already waiting for me. And just being the gentleman that he is, when I came, he got up, he gave me a hug, you know, and
That's good.
he ushered me to sit down. And again, I was still very weary. And I was like, who is this guy? Like, what does he want from me? Like, what the heck? But I will tell you something. The very first time I saw him then,
Yeah.
or the second time I was seeing him technically live, the thought that went through my mind was, wow, he's so good looking. And
Hey.
then I liked his demeanor. He was very gentle. He's a gentle soul. So he was very gentle and calm. And I was like, this is different. Because a lot of the guys I've known who were very good looking and confident, they tended to have a larger than life ego as well. So I was like, this is different. He's good looking, he's tall, he's dark, he's handsome, but yet he's not cocky. Wow, that's a first.
Oh, that's a yeah.
And
That
so
is. They would come. You're right about that. Yeah.
And so I sat down and he proceeded to ask me what I wanted to have for lunch because it was a lunch date. Well, actually it was an early evening. It was early evening, so it was still the sun was still out, but it was evening time. And so he asked me what I wanted to have for my early dinner, and I believe I ordered a club sandwich or something like that. And we just started talking. He was asking me questions and I was answering. And again, because he just had such a calm demeanor and his energy was so positive, I felt comfortable, talking to him. And the date ended by him walking me to my car. And then he actually had gotten me a gift. This was our first date, yo. And he got me a gift. He got me a box of cupcakes, red velvet cupcakes. And I was just like, whoa, because I
Wow.
love red velvet. I love red velvet
Red
cake. I
velvet.
love anything red velvet. And he got me a box of 12 red velvet cupcakes. And I was like, this dude is good.
Oh yeah,
This dude is
he's
good.
smooth cat right there. He did. You got to give me some notes. But yeah, he did. He
OMG.
did some
I was like, this dude is good.
good. Yeah, the most definitely.
Yes.
Because
So
like
that
there's
was
only
how our
like
first
I
date
would
went.
say a certain few that would do like what he did, but he
Yeah.
already seen the end goal and the end goal was you. So he was see.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't
Pretty
know if I can
much.
have a story like that because like I be so focused on other stuff to like I
But you
can't say I
can
was
click.
like one day I might have something like that. You got like something to add on top of your because I one day because every day I'm like I hear these stories about like how people meet. Sometimes it's kind of like left, but sometimes it's majority of the times it's like you, and I'm like, wow, I probably won't have something like that. But
But
that's
why wouldn't
amazing.
you?
I
Why
heard
would you? Why wouldn't you have something like
because
that,
I
Slick?
don't
That could
like
happen to you or anybody else.
I don't know. I don't know. It's like every time I get something good, it's kind of like the egg just like something just cracks. Like it always ends up to be.
That's because you expect for something to crack. Start expecting for good things. Start expecting for beautiful outcomes.
I did. I gave benefit of the doubt, but I'm like, I started to realize benefit of the doubt sometimes in a relationship. It always ends. I always wear my heart on my sleeve. So even though
Yeah.
I say that it might hurt, but in a relationship it will hurt. Like I'm always a sensitive type. So if something really
Yeah.
does, it really stings. So I feel like right at this moment, I feel at this moment like those stories would never. Those stories would probably be a rarity. I would think.
You mean my story?
Yeah, I think I won't have that type of story. I don't
Well,
know.
you would.
Cause
You would
cause
just believe. Just
I
believe.
see too much dark when it comes to like relationships, and it's not because I wanted to see dark. It's just because I or not expected a positive, but like I always have a positive energy, but I always see that negative energy always comes to poke its head in a positive relationship.
Yeah. And it's what you're going through is not peculiar to only you, Slick.
Hmm.
I mean, for many years, I too was wandering in the wilderness of singlehood, and I would like to believe that I am somebody who I have a good heart.
Yeah.
I know I have a good heart, you know.
Hmm.
And so anytime I would go into a relationship and it would end up not working out, I would ask myself all these questions like, Abimbola, is there something wrong with you? Why is it that this relationship did not work out? Why were you hurt, or why were you disappointed, or why were you let down? And it's easy for you to get into that lull and that slump where you think, oh, there's something wrong with me. I only attract unavailable women or men. There's something wrong with me. But there's nothing wrong with you. It's just part of the beautiful journey of life, and there is no testimony without a test. There is no message without some mess. So you have to go through a test before you can have a testimony. You must go through a mess before you have a message. And so when you
Exactly.
look at life that way and you look at life with a positive mental attitude, it's easier for you to let go of past disappointments and continue to have optimism for your future and
You're right.
love coming your way. Yeah.
You're right because like I think I started doing that since like I honestly did a big move this year
Mm,
and moved from Boston
that's good.
to South Florida. So like
Okay.
I've been showing a lot of positive vibes and I get a lot of positive feedback. But sometimes the women I do meet and yeah the women I do meet they mostly I come off as a friend, so but the women that are interested in me majority of them have boyfriends, and
Okay.
it's nothing I don't want to step into. I never want
Yeah.
to do that. And then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get like baited into people telling me just do it because but I'm like she has a boyfriend or yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
definitely has a boyfriend. There's no like
Yeah. Well,
and I don't want to like
I would say,
I would still keep the friendship because the dynamic is
yeah.
like like the dynamic is like there. Dynamic.
Yes. Yes.
But I don't want to step on something that's rude. I feel like that's rude of me
Yeah.
to just do something like
Yeah.
that.
Definitely. And I applaud you for having that sense of responsibility, knowing that it is inappropriate to try to date a woman who is currently in a relationship. It's I commend you. I commend you. And just continue to be respectful of yourself and respectful of others in relationships or out of relationships. Just continue to respect that and don't do what you wouldn't want to be done to you, because that's
Facts.
what karma is all about. And karma, what goes around really does come around. So you
Yeah.
don't want to do to somebody what you would not want another person to do to you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like relationships nowadays and like I don't know if Pierre you can stand me on that. There's like a lot of energies and sometimes I like to stay on the good side of the energy spectrum because
Yes.
sometimes
Yes.
a lot of relationships are draining to the point that I'm like, am I doing anything right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely gonna meet some energy vampires. You try to be there for the person. You try to treat them with respect,
Energy vampires.
um, but sometimes some people have so much negative in their lives that just
Mm.
sometimes you gotta know when to step away.
True.
Yeah.
But I
True.
have to ask, like, because you said energy vampires, is it true, like, for energy wise, a lot of people go, I can't say a lot of people because I never looked into Zodiacs
Mm.
until, like, I actually, sat down and said, oh my gosh, every girl that I met, they either ask me for my sign or they tell me their sign. Is
Mm.
Zodiacs or Zodiac things can make or break a relationship, or is it just like the energy
Well,
that you get off the
here's the thing.
person.
Here's the thing with zodiacs and zodiac signs. There's nothing wrong with if you just want to know what your zodiac sign is and
Mm-hmm.
you want to know the qualities or the characteristics of your sign. There's nothing wrong with that. But let us not overdo it with the zodiac thing because a lot of times when somebody's asking you, oh, what's your sign? Oh, I want to see if it's compatible with my sign. That's a superficial way of trying to connect with the person.
Seriously.
Connect with the person based on your energy, based on your values, based on what is important to you, and don't worry about zodiac. I did not even worry. I didn't even think about the whole zodiac thing when I was
Mm-hmm.
dating my husband until I got married. It was after we got married that I even was like, "Oh, babe. Oh yeah, by the way, you're this and I'm this." But I never obsessed about zodiac signs, and I would just advise you not to
Thank you.
obsess about that. Yeah, it's really,
But
yeah,
it's a thing
it's
now.
not
Like
that relevant.
it's like a whole religion. Like
Yeah,
to the
but that's the
point
thing.
that
People are they allow themselves to be controlled by, oh, what my zodiac sign says. I'm supposed to be compatible with that person.
I just don't want to
Don't
be.
worry
I like,
about that.
and then I look at I look at them. I'm like, so you're this zodiac sign, but you were raised by other zodiac signs. So
Exactly,
aren't we all
exactly.
the same zodiac sign? If you
Aren't we
really
all the
think about
same?
it,
I think
Fundamentally,
we got
yes.
we got the characteristics of our mom and dad, or like whoever we grow up,
Hmm.
like our siblings.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we grow up with different signs. How can you just be this one sign unless you're
exactly,
raised by this one sign?
exactly, exactly.
I I
There you
think it
go.
just
There's
has
your
to do.
answer.
I think it just has to do with the fact that people are lost. They're just trying to find their way, so they think zodiac signs might be the thing that helps them
Right,
figure
right.
it out.
Yeah,
But all it
yeah,
does is just hurt them more.
Or we could just say hi. We could just say hi and see how it goes because that's
yeah.
what usually happens. Because Freddie is a what is it? I have to say side note. Freddie is just like the person that wonders on. Oh, how do you talk to somebody, and how do you like get like I don't know. There's like a ploy when you talk to women, but I'm like, women are humans too. So it's kind of like all I do is just say hi, and then if I know the conversation is going good, and you can tell when a
Oh,
conversation is
Freddie.
gonna stop.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like what is this plot that we need to do for women to say, "Hey, you fell from heaven. How you doing?
There's
My
no
name is
plot.
Gene, or
There's
my
no
name is
plot.
Slick." Like, no, she's gonna know that I'm trying to know.
Yeah, like when you approach a woman, it happens to them all the time. They're gonna know that you looked at them, you found them attractive, you want to talk to them,
Mm.
which is perfectly
Correct.
natural. And if
Yeah,
she feels the
yeah,
same way, the things could go from there.
You can start off with a
exactly.
compliment.
Yeah, yeah,
Start off with a
yes.
compliment, and then just
Yeah.
see where it goes from there.
See
But I
where it goes
really
from
don't.
there.
I just say
Exactly.
hi, and then I go from
No
there
rules.
because
Throw,
I
throw
notice
all those
like,
rules out the
s-
door. Throw all those
yeah,
rules out the door. Yeah,
I
yeah.
notice
Just be
like
yourself.
true because I notice just giving off energy and just saying hi. I notice that I do get a lot of attention. I try
Mm.
not to. I try to stay honestly, Abby. I try to stay low key, but for some odd
Aw.
reason, it's like the universe. The universe acts weird, especially in here and
Mm.
with my other job as well. It's just like
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
you
we're
know what?
all low key.
Embrace what the universe has for you. Embrace it. Don't resist. Don't
I
resist.
don't try to
Go with the
now. I
flow.
think I did at a
Go with
certain
the
point in
flow.
time, but I don't try to at all now.
Yes, that's good.
Because the
Don't
positive
resist the
energy that
universe.
I'm receiving right now is like it's way better than the situations I had. I'll say 2 years ago, where it's kind
Mm,
of like it was just dark,
mm,
very black holish.
mm,
But
mm.
So
that
Yeah.
situation's done and over with. You gotta look positive, positivity.
yeah, we
Yes.
all go
Look forward.
through
Look
that
positive.
time where you're in a dark place, but it's those moments where you're gonna learn the most and you're gonna grow the most. It's
Yes.
up to you
Very
to
correct,
decide
Peter.
who you're gonna be once that happens.
True.
Yes. Yes.
And eye contact universally, like, because I'm giving you eye contact right now, and I don't know if you can see I'm giving you eye contact, Abby, but eye
Yes.
contact,
Yes.
like, universally, like, even this doesn't even have to point out like on dating or anything, but eye contact. Will that be
Mm.
a big thing? Oh no, we can put it out to dating too because will that be a big thing? Like if you would meet this special person, so if your husband never gave you eye contact, but you
Mm.
still felt like his energy was still positive, would
Mm.
eye contact be a deal breaker?
It
I'm
will
just
not be a deal breaker, but at the same time, eye contact is very important. Why? Because your eyes are the window to your soul. They really are. When you look into a person's eyes, you can tell if they're lying to you or if they're being honest. If you notice, when people are lying, they can't look you straight in the eye. Most people, when they
okay.
lie, when they're lying to you, they cannot look you straight in the eye. So eye contact is a very good non-verbal communication cue to know if somebody is being honest with you or not. And the more comfortable you are with a person, the more you should be okay with having eye contact with them. I mean, this is eye contact is one of those basic things that they even talk about when you're going for job interviews. They tell you, oh, make sure you give the interviewer eye contact because
Yes.
your eyes do communicate a lot.
Correct.
So yes, eye contact is good, but again, it's not a deal breaker. If on the first date the lady doesn't give you eye contact, it doesn't mean that, oh, that's a deal breaker. But I would say as you progress in the dating game, on
Mm-hmm.
the dating dance,
Mm-hmm.
try to, obviously you already support the notion of eye contact, so try to connect with that person or that woman through her eyes as well.
So I shouldn't have like any like expectations of her giving me strong enough eye contact the first day, so I shouldn't like sign her off.
Yeah, but
Exercise.
on the first day, that's too soon to write
True.
her off because she doesn't look at you straight
True.
in
And
the eye.
I probably won't. I'll probably be thinking, she's a busy person. I don't know. She probably
Yeah, or
has
maybe
stuff
she's
to do.
shy, maybe she's coy, maybe sometimes when women are shy or they can't look you in the eye, it's one of those features of being shy or coy or a bit demure. Even though I don't support not being able to look people in the eye, but some women just have that demeanor, and it's not necessarily a deal breaker.
hmm
Yeah.
Is what is it for? Like, because we're on the subject of eye contact. Like for attention, is in a relationship is attention. Can you give? Can you overdo attention or like is attention limited to a certain extent or can you overdo attention? Just asking
Yes.
because like
Depends.
Just personal
Yes.
experience.
You can overdo attention, yes. And I'll give you an example from my personal life. When I first met my husband at that job interview,
Mm-hmm.
between the 3 month period before we had our first date, he was sending me messages, just checking on me almost on a daily basis. And at first, I was like, "Who is this guy? Who's this
He was
weirdo?"
trying
Like,
to lock it
you
down.
know,
He was trying to lock it down. He was trying to say, make sure that was yes.
you know what I mean? He was
Yeah.
sending me regular messages. Hey, Abby, how are you today? I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to check on you, make sure you're fine. Have a good evening. I mean, literally, this dude was consistent. And at first, I was like, get away from me, weirdo. And then as he continued to do it, I kind of like started that stone cold heart of mine started melting,
Mm-hmm.
and I started softening up, and I started being receptive to his regular check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it had to get to the point where I was comfortable enough to even want to go on a date with him. And that was when I went on a date with him. So the point is, yes, attention is good, but too much attention can scare the woman off. So you have to know how to taper it in a way that is consistent but not overbearing.
Okay, but is there like, cause I'm pushing off personal experience, because is there like for attention and like your significant other, because my significant other at the time was asking for attention. Is there, or do we, can we, I know you can say we can overdo it, but like how can you tell a significant other that you are giving enough attention, that this much attention is kind of like,
Too
very, I'll say
much?
very toxic in a way, because it
Yeah,
was kind of too much. It was overly.
yeah,
I'm just speaking for personal experience. It was
of
very
course.
like, it was just very too much, and then I
Yeah,
know how much attention I gave, and I know
yeah,
myself when I get in a relationship, it's kind of like
yeah.
too much
Well,
attention.
if the attention, if your partner is asking for attention that is beyond your gamut or beyond what you can bear,
So I shouldn't
then
force myself if I know I'm
you
giving
should
enough.
not force no, you should not force yourself. It should be natural. It should be
Okay.
natural. And if your natural attention is not enough for that partner,
She never
then
really liked me.
maybe
Yes.
maybe she's not the best one for you. Yeah,
Well, technically, yeah, she
unfortunately.
liked you. It's just maybe it's insecurity within
She
herself.
never she never really liked
Exactly,
me. It's okay.
exactly,
Abby said
Pierre.
it.
Yeah.
She never really liked me.
Pierre, do you have any questions or comments? I
Yes.
want to hear from you as well.
Yeah.
A question? All right, I got a question. Like, as a black
Mhm.
woman, there's a lot of struggles for women that to find a significant other. What do you think are the things that are holding them back? And what advice would you give to help them?
Wow, that's a very good question.
True. That is a loaded
Um,
question. That's loaded. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a
well,
lot
you
of
know what?
research. Oh, I didn't
Go
mean to
ahead,
talk
Pierre.
over
Go
you.
ahead.
Oh
Go
no, I
ahead,
was gonna
Pierre.
say
Finish.
there's research based off of dating apps and such that do show that black women are struggling more and more with finding partners. They're the
Yeah,
least wiped in all of those things.
It's
yeah.
true.
Well, I will tell you this, guys. It's good to look at statistics from time to time, but do not be driven by statistics, and do not let statistics dictate your own personal experience. I am a black woman. I'm a black woman who has lived in America and in Africa and in Europe. And I can tell you for free that I have never had a problem finding partners or finding love. Of course, I had to get to a point where I found true love, true meaningful love. But even in my quest to find love in my 20s, I never had a problem attracting men. So, yes, there are statistics that say certain things, but let's not focus too much on statistics. Let's focus on ourselves personally, your own personal walk, your own personal experience. How are you doing the things that will bring you closer to realizing your dreams, whether they be in love, whether they be in your career, whether they be in your family, in your relationships? What are you doing personally to get yourself closer and closer to your dreams and your goals? That is what should matter.
Thank you for that. I'll tell my mom. I would definitely tell my mom that.
No, but it's not that attracting. Oh,
Yeah, I'm talking.
all right. Thank you for your time. We're gonna have to go.
Until next time, Abby.
Until next time.
Okay, nice having you guys.
No problem.
AskDearAbi.com. Dear Abi is a life coaching company that was founded by Abi Awotesu. At Dear Abi, we believe in empowering single women to unapologetically own their identities and grow in self-love. We know that in order for you to find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace yourself, flaws and all. Contact us today at askdearabby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abi on social media at Ask Dear Abi on Twitter, Instagram,